Hello everyone and welcome to episode 17 of Building My Industrial Empire in EVE Online. The channel has now passed 300 subscribers, so there's a lot of you watching my adventure. It is really motivating for me. The channel is growing. I'm super happy. I'm really appreciate that you guys enjoy what I'm doing. So, this has been a crazy week for me in EVE Online. So we'll start with the usual progress report. So, boom. And this is starting to be, you'll see why this is harder. So my personal net worth is at 8.8 billion ISK. And the reason it dropped is that I now have a corporate net worth of 1.5 billion for a total of 10.3 billion. So I'm gonna start reporting both of them. What happened is that I joined my own personal corp, so I lost my corporate virginity after 16 years in the where's the corp history? Pilot services. No. Last time. Okay, yeah, that's it. History. So after more than 16 years in the newbie corp, I finally joined my own corporation, and I promoted myself CEO. I didn't want to get the logistic of having to juggle between an alt just to hold my structure, so that's it. The corporation is there, it is set up, and the 4 members here are my alt. They're in the corp, and it is becoming harder to track because, as you see, you have your personal net worth, but it is not tracking. It is not tracking your corporate assets. So I did find this little program that was super good. That is super fun. It's Jeeve Asset, and it does track your own personal asset and your corp's asset. So I'll be using that now to track both my personal and my corporate asset. It's pretty cool. I might do a review on that, but it is fun because you can do like save and do charts and stuff. But anyway, talk about that later. So, and once I did join that corp, my corp, I set up my Athenor in Yvangier. I told you I wanted a Lowsec sector, so this is it. And as you can see here, I'm pulling a little moon chunk from a moon, so moon mining has started. I did, if you look at the fitting here, I still got to carry some module around, but I got like basic defense here, and I got a T1 ore processing rig. I got a standard reprocessing facility and a moon mining drill, and I do have a reaction module. It's just not in the station yet, but I do have a reaction module that I can turn online. But the thing is, right now it is costing me with just those module, that's almost 7 million worth of fuel a day. So it is hard to support. As a single player, you have to be like, especially if you're just doing industry, you have to mine a lot. But the station is there, so this is a real step in building my industrial capability. So I have my first station, and hopefully it's going to be the first of many. A lot of people express concern about me setting up in Lowsec. I did talk with a lot of the local active corp there. I made a few friends. they can use my station. They can use my station freely, and free, like all the service free of charge. And we got like a kind of agreement where we warn each other if they're gankers and stuff like that. So I'm playing nice with my neighbor. They're playing nice with me, and we got mutual protect. It's mutually beneficial, so it's a pretty good. Obviously, it's Lowsec, and sometimes I don't know everybody that goes through the sector. So, but I mean, I can live there without getting constantly attacked. So for now, that allowed me to move further in my industrial path, because I was at the point where I couldn't progress anymore by staying in ISEC. The next step to progress in the industrial path is reaction and mineral, and that the reaction you can only do in Lowsec or null or wormhole. So this was the best place. The reason I chose Evangier was that it is in essence. I told you I'm building it in essence. I'm not moving away from there, and it is here. So if down the line, if I build capital ship, they're going to be able to travel all the way to null. It is not too far from my main base of Salouette, where I still got most of my stuff here. I'm starting to carry and move my operation there, but it's gonna take me a few weeks to a few months to move everything there, and I still don't have a production facility there. So I am moving right now. It's just to refine with the more efficient yield, but I really like this system. It's just at the border of ISEC, so people can come to my station and use it. I have set it up with like really minimal cost, minimal fee. So if you go on your info, I put like a 1% tax on the refining, but you get 55% base efficiency compared to an ISEC sector. So it's better than any other station that you can get in ISEC. And I'm charging just 1% tax, so it's still better. And that's the only reason I'm charging that 1% is because I want the ability I want to get like some small revenue stream to help pay for the fuel cost. I can rent corporate office. I charge only $250 a month. And what I did is on my Starbase description, I put the moon mining extraction hour, and I'm gonna go with another system where I let people come and mine. I can't guarantee their safety. It's Lowsec, and I'm going to go on a donation base. So if people want to give a little part of what they mine, so I can keep the stuff running. The reason I'm not like trying to keep it a secret is me and the few allies that I have won't be able to mine everything that is extracted in a moon chunk, so we'll have some left over. So might as well let other people use them. And if I can get a little money out of it, that will help me. That will help me keep the lights on. And I will start the reaction module as soon as I get enough demand for it. Right now, personally, I'm not ready to use it. I don't have enough material yet, so I'll need to do a few mineral mining run. My own. There's another one in Lowsec in Bellow, where they got 3 stations that are public mining. So I'm gonna start piling some stockpile before I activate the reaction module, unless I got a specific request to activate it. So that's the station. And what I really like now is if I go, let's control here. Now, retriever in Lowsec. Now, if I start to reprocess my material, well, I'm now at 74% efficiency. I could have gone with a T2 module, but the T2 module is a lot more expensive. Like it's 2 billion instead of 500 mil. So do I have the cash? Yes. Do I have the cash? Is it a worthwhile investment? I don't think at this point. What I will do though is if I eventually upgrade to a Tatara, I will put a T2 module in it, but since it's an entry-level station, I didn't want to go with go all out, and I'm not anyway. That station is not like reasonable business decision at this point. I am not, as long as I stay myself alone, I'm not using the facility enough to make it worthwhile to have, but it's damn cool to have your own station. So that's kind of like getting a huge sports car to go to work. You could go in your run-of-the-mill Honda Civic, or you could get a Porsche, and you don't need the Porsche, but yeah, it's a lot better. It's a lot more fun. So that's my take on it. And I'm also kind of in a build it, they will come mindset, where I think that the problem that I have crossing, like getting the second step in my industrial career, is something that a lot of new people will have. Like it's a problem that you will cross, because you will get to the end of T1 production and arrive to the same conclusion as me, that you need to do something else or think outside the box to go further. And then you will see, okay, well, I need T2, I need reaction for that, I need moon mining. So you will, and I need more efficient, like cheaper mineral. So you will want to progress. And that's the reason I'm keeping my station open to the public, is that way people, if they want to, they can come, and I can be their stepping stone also for them to build their industrial career. And I will be starting recruitment for the corp. So I know a few of you contacted me, wanted to know if I would take them in the corp if I started it. I considered it. I was not, at first I wasn't keen, and like I said, I cannot promise anything. This is Lowsec. It is gonna be a dangerous life. I'm not promising anybody big riches. I'm not a super experienced corp manager in Eve, but if you want to join my corp, if you want to join me and use the facility and progress with me, you can join the corp. The way I set up the company is I did put like just look on Zoroaster company. I did put minimal tax of 1%, just so that money gets in the corp wallet, but it's I'm still better than the newbie corp. I'm actually if I go into when I'm doing, because I did do incursion this week again, so if you see the corp wallet, is my 1% of doing incursion actually has already given me 5 million in the corp wallet. So that's like 1 day of fuel. But what else do I have to say? Oh yeah, another cool thing here. Very, very cool. Somebody put a bounty on my head. And it's honestly, I didn't go out looking for that. I'm like the most Care Bear of Care Bear player. never did anything aggressive towards somebody else. I'm usually pretty nice and I'm not insulting anybody, but for some reason somebody put a bounty on my head. And actually I like it. It's pretty damn cool because I feel like a badass. It's kind of people like, if people look me up and say, "Oh, this guy is a bounty. He's dangerous." So thank you. That was actually it's pretty fun, and especially in Lowsec because that's like give me some street cred with the pirates there. So that's actually I'm happy for that. I look more badass than I really am until they check my Z-kill board and see that I've got like 3 death and 0 kill. But so what else? Okay, the corp, what I'm gonna do with it, because I told you that I was opening recruitment. The thing is I have a plan, and I've been doing incursion because, like I said, incursion, when you're just piling cash to pile cash, is not I mean, you lack motivation, but when you have a goal, it's a lot easier to stay motivated. And I do have a dual goal, because incursion, I don't want to be a person that is leeching. So I would say that at least 30% of what I'm gaining is to slowly upgrade my vindicator and pimp my incursion ship out a little bit, so I'm more efficient with the fleet. This is like I feel that I owe it to them to become more and more efficient, to help carry people as they have carried me when I started out. I'm not in a newbie ship anymore. I'm in a Vindy with some good module, but I still got a lot of work to put on my vindicator. So I would say like 1/3 of what I'm making will go toward improving my vindicator, and the other will go toward making the corp progress. And I've written it in the corp description. I got like a 2-phase plan. Phase 1 was setting up the Athanor. This is to give me access to or refining, moon mining, and reaction. Then I'm starting to work on phase 2. And phase 2 is to build an ASBEL to eventually get into capital production in Lowsec, because you can't do capital production in ISEC. Well, you can, but only like a few industrial ship. And also to get access with a T2 rig, with an ASBEL, I will put a T2 rig in it, and to get the entire 4.5 material efficiency bonus on production. I want to build it in Evangier too, so that's where I'm gonna set up that's like my first building block to go further. I will have an intermediate step, because just to carry the ASBEL, you cannot do that in the small freighter like I did. I carried the Athanor in my Nerus. So I will need like an obelisk or something, and the obelisk need 4 components to build. So I will, instead of just buying the obelisk, my first step of phase 2 is building an obelisk, and it is getting those 4 BPO or capital part, and then getting the BPO for an obelisk to be able to crank them out. So I want those BPO, I want to research them to be able to produce the obelisk myself, and to have a base of capital BPO that I'm going to be able to use in the future, so I won't be depending on somebody else. And then getting the ASBEL, and then getting the T2 rig. So all in all, this entire plan is 16 billion, maybe 16, 17 billion, or close to that. So it is not cheap. It is. So I need to be I don't think I will be able to carry that alone. Or it will take me like a year, or at least another 4 to 8 months if I start to try to carry that alone. So if people join the corp, if I open the corp, we might get there faster. So that's about it. So that's where I'm at. For I'm like more pumped up now. I mean, I got a corp. I got members, even if they're all only my alt, but really minor. I went with my HR manager. I went full fan service. So because all of you guys are boys. No, it didn't. Actually, maybe there's one girl, but according to Google Analytics, the people that are watching this site. So if they, I mean, when they say, I'm gonna show you the entire. This you're gonna see, not the. Go to channel analytics. As it changed. Audience here. Oh, there's a female that watched my video. 99.5% male. So it is what it is. I'm guessing for some reason Heave just seemed to have a major appeal to the male market. Or my video or whatever. But anyway, so I got like all my alts are in the corp. And if you ever want to join, just drop me a mail in game, and I'll be happy to take you on board. So have a nice week, everybody, and see you guys next week. Bye.